Have you ever wondered just how far you could go in life? Have you ever asked yourself if you were capable of taking the reins? Well, there are ways we can tell if someone is cut out to be the captain. And it's not always as obvious as you may think. You might be a leader and not even know it. Let's take a look at 10 undeniable signs that you would make a great leader. 1. When the chips are down, you stand up. When a crisis strikes, do you find yourself waiting on others to fix the situation? Or are you the person taking charge and getting the job done? Things often go wrong, whether in our day-to-day lives or at work. Many people simply sit in the proverbial burning house watching the flames rise up the walls. If you're more the type to grab a bucket of water and start splashing down the fire, then you're well on your way to being a leader. But remember, folks, if there's a grease fire in your kitchen, it doesn't matter how great a leader you are, never throw water on that. 2. You only lead when it's necessary. There are plenty of bonuses that come with being the boss. Some see it as all glitz and glamour, and that makes some people push for the privilege of leading even when it's not the right call. But no true leader wants to play general simply for the heck of it. If you need to be the one calling the shots, that doesn't mean you're the one to lead your followers into the fray. It might just mean you're a control freak. Whereas, if you find yourself figuring out the right time to put on the commander's clothing, you'll find that those threads are the perfect fit. Another important part of knowing when to lead is knowing when to make sacrifices. If a subject is not your area of expertise, recognize that fact. Take a step back and let someone else handle it. The situation will be better resolved and people will appreciate your honesty and humility. If you're willing to admit your weaknesses, you may have what's needed to be in command. After all, being a good leader is also about knowing when not to lead. For some, it's difficult to let someone else step in and take over, fearing it's a sign of failure on their part. But working solely for personal gain is not a worthwhile trait when others are looking to you for guidance. In the end, they'll see through the charade. Instead, unite your team. Hold the cause up as a motivation that everyone can relate to, and those along for the ride will be much more likely to stay on board. 3. You think outside the box. You can read a library of books on leadership, but in the end, no amount of chapters read are going to give you the skills needed to lead when things get tough. Your instincts will take over. And because the problems you'll encounter as the kingpin of your clan will often require complex solutions, your leadership will require innovation. But this does not mean you should disregard your principles. In fact, you must stay true to yourself, and maintaining your principles can become increasingly difficult when you're in a position of power. But don't worry, your ability to step outside the boundaries set by those who came before will also be the key to unlocking a way to keep your ethics intact no matter what happens. 4. You know the people following you. We aren't talking about being able to name names of those under your command. We're talking about making it into their Christmas card list, knowing intimate details about their lives, and gaining an understanding of what drives each person that follows you. Do you genuinely care for the well-being of others? Is empathy one of your most awesome assets? Do you sometimes adjust a task at hand simply to fit the other person's needs? As a leader, the people behind you have to want to give you their support, and sometimes that calls for you to show them a little love. 5. Those people have a tendency to trust you. If you often carry the secrets shared by friends, or lend your shoulder or your ears to those going through tough times, don't worry. This doesn't mean you're a magnet for the misfortune of others. This is a surefire sign that people trust you. And it's one of the most vital traits a leader can have. Next time your aunt wants to share some red-hot family gossip, don't roll your eyes. She's showing her confidence in your ability to listen, to take in information, and most vitally, to be a trustworthy person. Also, if people often come to you for advice, take this as one of the best compliments a fellow human being can give. Not only do they trust you, but they respect you and value your opinion enough to ask for it. 6. You aren't afraid to give credit where it's due. A pat on the back here and there can go a long way, but being able to recognize when somebody has contributed to your success is incredibly important. People will only allow their work to go unnoticed for so long, and great leaders never take credit for work that they do not do themselves. If you're happy to always give a high five to those on your team, you might just be ready to put on the captain's armband. 7. You possess a contagious level of positivity. Passion. It's one of the most important pieces of the puzzle when it comes to having a rewarding life. If yours is infectious, well, people will naturally want a piece of that. We aren't suggesting that you have to become the center of attention anytime you walk into a room. No one likes a show-off after all. But if you're all about spreading a wholesome, uplifting message, you find your friends simply love to be around you, and you really believe in the power of positivity, you'll find it no problem to get people to sign up to hear more. 8. You inspire change in the people around you. Getting people to follow you is one thing, but have you ever noticed somebody change for the better because of an example that you set? It's an amazing thing to have affected a person on such a level. For a leader, it's a necessity. You see, not all those who follow will stick to the standards that you set. And only by having the power to inspire change are you able to fix that potential problem. 9. You are a good listener. At this very moment, you're actually proving this one true. Tick this box, folks, but only if your ears and your mind are open to all. Great ideas can come from the places you least expect. And if one of your followers, your friends, or perhaps a complete stranger has something to say, it's always a good idea to hear them out. As a leader, you know the importance of listening. You know that listening in itself is even more important than speaking. 10. Excellence is always your finish line. It's the ultimate telltale sign that you are in fact destined to lead. Do you believe actions speak louder than words? Do you deliver on promises made? Do you constantly seek to improve areas of your life? Striving for excellence may seem a common goal, but truly pushing yourself towards something unattainable is a rare trait in people. If you feel a burning desire to unlock your true potential, congratulations, because you do have what it takes. Not only is this ambition vital for you personally in your quest for perfection, others will pick up on this. Your aura will attract, and naturally, it will help you become a person that people strive to be just like, and a leader that they're willing to follow. Not everyone is cut out for the chairman's seat, but if you have all these skills in your locker, you are already a leader. There's no longer any need to doubt yourself for that promotion you've always wanted, or to worry that you aren't ready to take your team to the next level. Is there such a thing as a born leader? You bet there is.